Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the What We Said podcast. Happy Tuesday. Hope
Hey,
you're having
guys.
a great September so far.
Wow.
Can't believe we made it this far. We're at 6 p.m., around 6 p.m. if the year was a day.
What? Are you speaking English? I thought you were saying it's 6 p.m. now. I'm like, it's definitely not 6 p.m. when we're recording this.
September, like if you around
Okay.
September, if the whole year was, counted as a day, it would be about 6 p.m. of the year.
Oh, okay.
Did
you read that somewhere or you just came up with that?
I was just thinking what a coincidence. There's 12 hours in a day and 12 months in a year.
True. That's kind of a weird way to think about. I kind of like that though.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of showing you how much of the year you have left.
Exactly. It's
not
like,
that
can you
much.
believe we're in the evening?
Yeah.
It's kind of fun because Halloween is like around 8 p.m.
That tracks.
Thanksgiving's like 11 p.m. and then
I like
midnight is Christmas and New Year's.
Wow.
Yeah.
Chelsea, you should
And
trademark
summer
that.
is the middle of the day.
A whole explanation on a shirt.
Like summer
the
is
whole-
at noon.
Love it. Chelsea and I are in our cowboy fall era right
We didn't
now.
even plan this.
We didn't plan this, but if you're watching on YouTube, our outfits are screaming coastal cowgirl fall.
Yeah.
If I do say so myself.
Yes,
Maybe
for
not
sure.
coastal. I don't know what the coastal element is, but
Because we're on the coast.
yeah, we're looking like cowgirls.
Yeah.
I'm coming around to, the seasons are changing and I'm willing to change with them. This is what happens every single year. I fight it and then I come around to it.
Yeah.
I think I'm ready for pumpkin drinks. I'm not decorating my house for fall yet. Give me a second, but I'll get there.
Yeah.
Excited.
You've just moved into your house. How can you decorate for fall already?
Yeah, things are still in boxes, even though they probably shouldn't be. Everyone's like, oh, you're all unpacked now? I'm like, oh, absolutely not. Like,
Yeah.
I have so much to unpack still. But
We need places to put them. And if you don't know for sure, it's like you said, there's a lot of pressure, like to put, your dishes in the spot
right
they're going to
spot.
live forever.
yeah, the closets not being built is a big issue because there's literally nowhere to put, like, no shelving or whatever. So I'm trying to just weigh out my options. If it's better to like get some just cheaper alternatives for now for shelving while we build the closets, but I think it might have to happen. I was just kind of resisting that. I would rather just like get the actual closet that's going to be in there built, but I think that's going to take a while.
Yeah.
And I can't be living with my stuff just everywhere with absolutely nowhere to organize things.
No,
So
that would be actually so annoying.
that would not be the move. We have a few racks from the rental that we were staying in, so we have a few clothing racks, so that's good. But yeah, things are still definitely not organized. But that being said, you guys, I don't even have the words to express how nice it is to be living in this house. This is the moment I've been waiting for really my whole life.
Yeah.
I was going to say for a year, while we've been renovating and all of that, but truly for just ever. Like, obviously you always dream of having your own home. And so it's been a long time coming, and to actually be in there and to be living there and to be, living with all the choices that we made has been so amazing. Truly. It feels like home, even though things are still kind of a mess. It feels so cozy. I feel like there was no even like getting used to it time period. It was just like we moved in and I'm like, yep, this is our house. It feels so much like us and it is the best. It is the best feeling ever. I'm so happy to be there. It's been so fun to even just be recording for my vlogs and stuff, and I'm just like, this is the space that aligns with me that I've dreamed of for so long. I'm so happy. I love it.
I am seething with jealousy over your bathroom every day that I get into my shower, which I'm suspecting has black mold. I'm like, JC's shower does not have black mold, and I wish I was in that bathtub. I got some bath bombs the other day for Case. He's in his, science experiment era.
Okay.
And I'm like, I could be using this in a beautiful marble bathtub, but I'm using this in a child's bathtub. I don't even have a bath in my...
You were taking your bath with the bath bomb?
No.
Oh. Just in general.
Yeah, in the guest bathroom where we give Case his baths.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the 1940s tub and I'm like, this is historic maybe, Relaxing, not so much.
I fully get that.
Seething with jealousy over the speaker system in your house. I was playing music out of my phone in my bathroom, and I'm just like, wow, I've unlocked a new level of jealousy.
It has been, I really relate to that. I mean, everywhere we've lived has had, okay, you know what? I just thought back to actually when we lived in LA. Remember that tub? That was in our LA house.
Yes. I wouldn't even call it a tub. It's a hot tub.
It was literally a hot tub, but it was almost so big to the point where it was like, you really couldn't use it. Like, I did not feel ethically like I could use that tub because of how much water it would use. I'm not kidding. It was like, I think it was called the Japanese soaking tub or something. If you have followed along for a while, you know. But basically, I never even used it because of how big it was. It would literally take
Did you have to stand up?
Or yeah, essentially you would almost have to like stand up in it. There were seats, but it actually like wasn't ideal, and we really didn't use it because it took so long to fill up and it took so much water that genuinely I was like, I feel bad using this. It's literally like it was a lot. Anyway, so I didn't really even, that was the one tub I had. Yeah. And I didn't even really use it. Yeah. Because of that. But anyway, yeah. I relate to that though. I would be like on my period and wanted to take a bath, and I would take a bath in our guest. Yeah. It's probably similar size to the one that you're referring to. And it's just like, fine, okay, it's fine. Like I can.
Until I've seen what I needed to see. And now I'm not happy. So
then you go to like a hotel or something and you're like, okay, and you take a bath and you're like, this is amazing. Yeah. Yeah. I truly, Leif showered in it before I did, like showered in our bathroom before I did. Wow. He took the first shower. And he was like, I felt like I was at like a boutique hotel or something. Like I felt like I was in the places that we like love so much. And anyway, then I took a shower. I actually haven't taken a bath yet because the drain has been, we have to get the drain fixed, probably happening today. So I am, I'm edging. I'm edging myself. Yeah. I haven't done that yet. There's a few things we still don't have our actual fridge. Well, we do, but the panels, whatever. So there's a few things that it's like, okay, it'll always, that'll be exciting. Then when I have my actual stuff. But I'm excited to take a bath. But the bathroom I think is probably ended up being like kind of the star of the show. It ended up being my favorite room in the house.
Yeah, for sure. I
wasn't expecting that initially. I mean, I knew it was going to be pretty, but like my mom's friend came to visit. She's like, she turned around the corner to like my bath and shower area. She's like, all the tension just released from my body. Literally. She's like, I feel like I'm at a spot. And I was like, that makes me so happy. I feel the same way. It just is so calming, so relaxing. Yeah. And the speaker system has been, I love it. Like I knew Leif was like, we should maybe do that. And I was like, okay, like that wasn't something that I don't know, had thought of or cared too much about. I was like, yeah, that would be fun. Now that it's here, I'm like, oh, this is so nice. I will put on a podcast and I can hear it throughout like basically my whole house. So like every room that I go to, when you like are listening on your phone. You have to go back
and rewind.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, and you leave your phone somewhere or you like have it with you as you're walking, but in your hands. Yeah. Anyway, so having that really has been game changing. I would highly recommend if you have the option, if you're like building a new house or renovating, to do that if you can, or if that's something that you would use a lot. We've already used it a ton, so wow, very happy about that.
Nice.
Chelsea came over the other day. Mm-hmm. It was kind of chaotic when you came. They're just the boxes and stuff.
But even with the boxes, you could have it like that with a ladder in your den for the rest of it, and it would be so nice.
Thank you.
So airy, so bright. I loved it.
I'm excited to host for the first time. You know, have some people over.
The light in there is so good because I came around like midday probably, and it was so. Midday is kind of hard because if you don't have light above, like you're not getting light in the windows, and it was so bright.
It does get really good natural light, which is also amazing and something that obviously I value so much, and something that was very intentional as well. Because essentially we added a ton of windows, we added a skylight, and that really changed the game.
The skylight above the bath, I think, is what made going back to the bathroom. Yeah, is what made. I think the finishing cherry on top. So just the light. Ugh.
I could never envision the layout of the bathroom. It was so hard for me to envision. Yeah. Like, I mean, I was the one coming up with it as well as, my mom and Leif and stuff. But like anytime we would talk about it, I'm like, I am not seeing how this is going to like come together. I'm like, I hope this looks good because we kind of had the shower and the bath be like a wet room area. It's like all, whatever. It's kind of like open. I I was like, I hope this looks right. I cannot envision this because I couldn't find many like inspo pics of what I was trying to do. I mean, that definitely exists, but I was having a very hard time. With the layout of our specific house. And then once it like started coming to life, I was like, oh, this is like looking really good. I'm very pleasantly shocked. So yeah, that's the house update. Just truly loving it so much. So happy we did the beams in our bedroom. There's a lot of choices that we made that were either last minute or whatever, it'd be like extra money. And we're like, should we do it? And like every big decision that we made like that, I'm just like, I'm so happy we did that.
Made such a difference.
Like the beams in my room, I feel like my room would not look the same at all if I didn't have those.
No.
Like that makes it so cozy in there. So yeah.
Nice.
Excited to make more content. I'm going to do some videos breaking down like the design of each room and stuff. And I'm excited for more interior design content to come for sure. I also,
it's just the beginning too. You have to decorate the whole house.
Yeah. I was going to say Facebook Marketplace is my new religion. It is my new full-time job. I have been on Facebook Marketplace all day, every day, and I've already found some really good stuff. I just got some chairs for my room. They're really cool.
You got chairs for your room? Nice.
I'll show you a picture. And yeah, I've just been, there was actually this sink that I wanted to get that I showed to you. I'll show you after this. I've been sick about it. Basically got sold before I could get it.
Oh,
very
dang.
depressing. You have
What
to be
kind
on
of sink?
it. It's like a sink for, long story. It's like a pedestal sink. It was like for my guest bathroom. I already have a sink in mind, but then I saw this one. I was like, well, I mean, this is way cheaper. So maybe I should just get this. It was giving very much coastal cottage.
Oh,
and
cute.
it was sold.
I hate that.
I was like talking back and forth. He had 2 sinks for sale. They're the same. And I was like, can you please give me the measurements of it? He's like, okay, I will tomorrow. And then the next day he's like, here are the measurements. I was like, okay, let me measure my space and I'll let you know. And then a few hours later I was like, okay, I can. Also, it was kind of far away, but Keaton happened to be going to the place where they were. It was like an hour and a half away.
Yeah.
Literally, he was going there in 2 days. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is meant to be.
Yeah.
So I replied. I was like, hi, like I can have someone pick them up, whatever, on Wednesday. And he was like, oh, I just sold them. I was like, you're kidding. Oh, what I was going to say before is that he was very like, he got me the measurements. He's like, do you want the 2 sinks, 1 or none? I'm like, give me a second to breathe. Let me measure the space. And then pretty soon after I was like, yeah, I want it. And I want one of them. And he was like, oh, I sold them. It's like, wow, that's really depressing.
I hate that. I do appreciate and love people on Facebook Marketplace who honor the system though. Well, like if you're the first one to ask, they will, even if someone else comes in, but you've asked first and you're talking to them first, they're not like, who's going to give me the most money? You know, they're like, okay, you talk first. Let's see if we can work something out. It's usually honestly ode to boomers in that one way. I'm just kidding. But they will usually be like, well, I was talking to you first. So let's work out if it is going to work. You know, some people like our age, they're like, what's the best offer?
Totally.
And then if you're not fast enough or offer enough,
you're gone.
They're like, sorry, someone else came and grabbed it yesterday.
Yeah.
No respect. This young generation, no respect. Don't know how to work.
No respect for their elders.
Yeah.
No, so true. Have you found any good Facebook Marketplace finds? Like, do you have something in your house where you're like, oh yeah, I got that from there and it's really good? Or
Facebook Marketplace? I'm trying to think. I don't think so in my house right now. I get them a lot from that consignment shop and just like flea markets or things like that, but not Facebook Marketplace because you know what? We don't have a truck.
Yeah, it is a little bit annoying.
So big things, I'm just like,
so you wouldn't even be able to
I got
get
a desk. I got this one desk from Facebook Marketplace in our guest room. That is really nice, but my guest room is like the last room in my house that's not really decorated or anything. I mean, it's decorated, but it's not like, it's kind of like our junk room. Like when we want the rest of the house to be clean, if there's something big in the house that we're like, okay, a package or, you know, kids equipment, like a stroller or something that goes in there. So it's just kind of like a bleh room.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen its full potential, but I'm in talks with someone from Facebook Marketplace right now. Speaking of boomers. And I'm scared I'm getting scammed.
Really?
Because he, first of all, joined Facebook this year. An older gentleman.
That is not okay.
But I didn't know this. I'm not like doing a background check on everyone that I'm buying something from. I sincerely hope. He sold a couple things, you know?
Okay.
And one of them was sold. I'm like, okay. So I messaged him a while ago. It's this big bench. for like in our dining room. And it's the one I showed you, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
And I was trying to figure out a way to rent a truck to go get it because it's too big for our Subaru. And I was like, okay, we got to get one from Home Depot. But then I needed a California license and I don't have that yet. So I don't know, something weird. We tried to go do it and I don't know. So we were trying to figure out transportation. It's kind of far away.
Okay.
And I was telling him that. I was like, we're trying to find a way to come get it. But he was like being, cool about it. He was like, yeah, that's fine. Tuesday works. We were out of town when I first found it. So I was like, we won't be home till Tuesday. Can I pay you now? And then blah, blah. And so I paid him. It's not like super expensive though. That's the thing. If he's a scammer, he's not very good. Like he could get way more.
Yeah.
Just have like a cheaper,
Yeah.
whatever. So I paid him, and this is when it got sketchy. He was like, well, I can have someone deliver it. I have a guy who can deliver it to you if you want to like do that. After I was like, we're trying to do it. And I mean, that was me and Nick were like, yes, thank you. That would solve all of our problems. Like we'll pay. And he was like, okay, send this guy $40. I'm like, okay. It is far. So I was like, wait, $40 is pretty good for, we were going to rent a truck to go get it. And so I paid him $40 to PayPal this guy, but his email was very suspicious. It was like numbers. I'm like, okay, at Gmail.
At Gmail? Okay, this is getting.
I pay him that, and then he comes back. I message him in a little bit. I'm like, hey, any updates? He's like, he won't take $40. He needs 20.
Chelsea.
He said that's not enough. So can you send him 20 more? So I sent him 20
Chelsea,
more.
the fact you're sending it
okay, but
is
it's
crazy.
It's either just an older guy who doesn't really understand. It doesn't seem in my gut. I'm like, this isn't a scam. So because I was gonna come get it. He wasn't like pushing me to come get it. He offered after I was like, sorry, like pushing it off for days.
Right. Okay.
So that's why I was like, he's not like, please send me money. Like, okay, I'm looking at our messages because now I wasn't even planning on talking about this, but now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm getting scammed.
A full investigation.
Because the thing is I was asking Nick what all was happening. Actually, it's probably a good scam now that I'm thinking about it. If it was, because we did not suspect it at all. Like when he was talking about, because he wasn't being pushy, I was like, yeah, great, $40, great. He was like, sorry, he won't take that. Like if you're willing to pay more, maybe pay him $20 more. And he said he'll whatever.
To be scamming for this, like
That's
$20,
what I'm saying.
$40. It's like, I mean, I guess if you're doing it to a lot of people, that adds up. But it's like you would think he'd be like, oh, $200, $300.
Yeah, please kindly send me. So then I messaged him. I'm like, hi, any updates? He's like, I don't know what the issue is with the delivery guy. And I'm like, yeah. Me
neither. And I've been sending him
money. He's like, let me fix it and I will come back to you. I said, hi, is there any then this was the next day. Hi, is there any update? We can pay more for shipping.
Chelsea.
But I need this bench. And the bench was not that expensive. That's the thing. It's like, it's a reasonable for like this vintage cool bench. And the picture of it is like, anyways.
Yeah, that's so annoying because it's like you've been banking on, like the bench is awesome. So it's like, can you please send it? Or
hurry.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, at this point, I'd rather just get a truck and get it.
Yeah.
So he said, I contacted him. He said, oh no. Chelsea. He said, I contacted him. He said he got some issues with the truck. So he wanted some money to fix it. He wanted $50 to fix it. I don't know if you can be able to pay it so he can deliver it next week.
To fix his truck.
I said, I would be more comfortable to pay him the rest after he delivers it. See, I got smart. I hope you understand. If not, could we get refunded from him and we will rent a truck and come get it? Let me talk to him. I'll give you feedback. If he's unable to handle the delivery, I can take care of it myself to ensure it gets done. However, you're going to fuel my truck.
You're going to what?
You're going to fuel my truck.
Fuel my truck?
A threat. However, you're going to fuel my truck. I'm like, yeah, if you send me the $60 I paid to the delivery guy.
Right, because he's did nothing.
Yeah, so get a refund from him and he can fuel your truck, sir. So I said, okay, let me know. And then he said, yeah, sure, I will. Like, okay, now he has attitude with me. And then this morning he said, hi, good morning. Can I deliver it today? And I'm like, yeah. What time will you be there? And he hasn't responded yet because I was.
Okay, so, but then is he going to be like, okay, send $50
no, I'm
to
not
fuel
gonna
my truck?
send it.
Well, I know you're not.
I'm going to say, like, I'm going to pay you when you get here and see what he says.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be like, okay, I already paid the delivery guy. And so I'm going to wait. I'm not comfortable paying you yet. I've already paid him. So it's like, he knows he's not going to get gypped.
Right.
I've been freaking what is it called? Spooning out cash.
If this bench
Forking out
actually
cash.
exists and this man actually comes and
That's what
delivers
I'm
it to you, I'm
thinking.
going to be shocked.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm hoping for. Because up to this point, Nick and I were like, no, it can't be a scam. Like, he's not even asking for that much. And it's not like, I don't know. He seems,
And it was like your idea, or I guess it was his idea for the delivery. But
Yeah.
like he was going to let you come and get it is what it sounded like.
yeah. But the only thing is like the PayPal.
What do you mean?
Old guys use PayPal? PayPal is like such a scam. Like, PayPal me instead of like Venmo.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully I get if you guys see me post the bench on my Instagram story, you'll know I didn't get scammed.
Wow.
If you don't see a bench for a couple days,
Well, I hope
I'm in the hole $20 or $200 at this point.
I hope that it is not a scam because really, truly, you need that bench.
I know.
And it would be
It was
so
the foundation
cute.
to my whole new plan for my dining room, but whatever.
No, there's nothing worse. But what I've learned about Facebook Marketplace is that you have to go on quite a bit to get the algorithm going for you.
Yeah.
So normally I always go on my laptop. I don't know what like is different about the phone, but now I'm like, it's literally my new favorite social media. Like I'm on it. I'm addicted to it.
Yeah. On your phone?
Mhm, on my
Yeah,
phone. So I'll go on my phone and the algorithm knows me at this point and it knows what I've like clicked on and searched for. So it brings me the best stuff. Like literally I refresh once and it's like all stuff that I want. I'm
Yeah.
like, I literally would buy all of this. Like
Yeah.
this is such good stuff. And it's so much more affordable than like buying, like I just got these
for
linen
sure.
chairs for my room and it's like, it would have been triple the price if I would
Yeah.
have got them new, but they were essentially new. They were like 2 years old and they have like linen slip covers on them and they're like barely used. And it's like, this is so nice
Yeah.
that I can get this for a fraction of the price. Obviously, you guys know Jilly is like Facebook Marketplace queen. Like that's literally where her entire house is from. She furnishes everything. But I also like that it's a mix of new and old stuff. Like you can find like a Restoration Hardware cloud couch on there. But you can also find vintage cool pieces that you would find at a flea market. So I like the mix and I've been going on like nonstop because again, we're in the furnishing phase of the home. And so now it's fun to actually look for stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been on there scheming.
I know. Now I need to wait to see if I actually get this bench to proceed with the ones you sent me. But
Oh, the tables.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know. It's
But then once I was like looked up a table once for you, then it was feeding me all
giving
these
you all
tables.
the good ones.
I'm like, these are all the vibe that I'm picturing.
Yeah.
So yeah. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. You know, sometimes as we get into adulthood, we lose a lot of things that we had in childhood. One of those things is our curiosity, just the fact that kids are always learning and growing. I think sometimes it's hard to reconnect to that when you're older and start new hobbies, or if you want to learn a new skill, gardening, a new language, bowling. Like there are a million different hobbies that you could have or pick up in your adulthood. And therapy is something that can help you reconnect with your sense of wonder because your back to school era can come at any age. Someone that I think is so good at this that has inspired me so much lately is Amber. Fill her up. She's always painting and doing new projects and stuff. And that has really inspired me to get back in touch with my creativity as well, because just because you're an adult doesn't mean you can't, reconnect to those things that you maybe liked as a kid or whatever. And I feel like sometimes as we get older, just things bombard our minds, the stresses of everyday life, if you're parenting, all of that. And therapy can really help you kind of, I feel like, clear those roadblocks and get you on a path to reconnecting with those more innocent and fun things.
So if you are thinking of starting therapy, you should give BetterHelp a try. It is entirely online, which is so amazing. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with the licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/whatwesaid today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/whatwesaid. Go check it out.
In other news, I am ready to re-enter my toxic hustle culture era, I've decided.
Nice. Same.
Really?
Yeah.
You've been feeling the urge as well?
Oh, yeah. Have you seen my stories? I saw your bathroom. Link.
You have been grinding. I love it. I love that you... I feel like, this is a conversation you've had
I love
in
that you're
private.
jealous.
No, I love seeing... I was actually going to bring this up. I love seeing you in your influencer era.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm
really
believe
trying.
that this is where you have belonged for a long time.
Oh, thank you.
But you just Like, I mean, you have a following, like you are an influencer, but you just don't usually post like an influencer.
Yeah.
In the sense of you're not usually linking a bunch of stuff or like posting super often. But I feel like
I took a break. What's that song? No, can't think
a
of it.
TikTok sound.
No, I think it's like a Drake song.
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't remember.
They'll tell me in the comments.
But I love saying it because
Thank you.
I feel like you are, I think we've had this conversation like elsewhere off camera, but I feel like you are so good, obviously, at like fashion stuff, and people probably beg you for links, like, where is this from? And you're leaving them hungry.
I'm edging them.
So I feel like it's so good. Like, I love looking through your stories and being like, oh, links to all this stuff. Like, literally, I bought the Birkenstocks.
You did?
Yeah.
Thank
Here's
you.
the thing. You know me. I'm always 2 years late to every shoe trend. Not this time.
Not this time.
I decided,
those are not like
no, they're not trendy.
revolutionary, but
They're not trendy, but even you will be like, you will wear a shoe a lot, like the platform Uggs or like Birkenstock clogs.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's cute, but I couldn't pull it off. Or like, I probably wouldn't wear them as much. And then 2 years later, I wear them every day.
Yeah.
So I've decided that I'm going to try something new and purchase them immediately.
They're comfy.
So that I get my use out of them.
Yeah, they're great. And seriously, I have been wearing them every single day.
Yeah, I believe it. They look like just like a perfect fall shoe too.
Yeah.
That's another reason why I wanted them.
The thing that's hard, and we'll get into your toxic hustle culture phase shortly, but the thing that is, at least for me, is I'm either all or nothing. So I'm either like grinding, posting, taking photos, like, and I love it. Like, I enjoy it and I have fun doing it. It's not like I'm like, I have to do this, but I want to do it. And then I keep doing it. It reminds me to keep doing it. But when I stop, it's like, when do I start again? Because I'm just stopped, and I took like such a long break. As soon as I got pregnant and sick, it's like, okay, then months go by. When am I gonna just?
But you've never gone full force. I feel as though you've never gone full force.
Yeah,
as an
I've been doing
influencer.
it for 2 days.
I'm like, and here we are, your new career.
Like, I am here. I've arrived.
You really have only been.
No, and you know why? Because full disclosure, I'm talking to some like a manager. And they said, hey, can you send us your 30 days of TikTok? Haven't posted in 30 days. And they're like, send us your stories and your posts. There's like 30 days of post, 1 square. I'm like, oh, wow. I got to get going.
Yeah, you have to have some like analytics.
I've also been way too comfortable recently. Like, I love being content. And don't get me wrong, I've been so happy, so grateful. I've almost been too scared to like do anything else because I'm like, this is going so well. Like, I love my life. And now I'm getting the flow of the 2 kids saying, I'm like, let's get a marble bathroom.
So that is exactly how I've been feeling lately, of being too content. Like, I feel as though I guess I wouldn't say too content, but I've been in my soft girl era for a few, like, I would say literally 2 years now, just because I was going through infertility. It was like really getting hard towards the end. And I was just like, I need to be easier on myself. I need to, I don't know, just kind of live a softer lifestyle. I don't want to put so much pressure on myself to be go, go, go. I feel like I really did have that toxic hustle like energy a few years ago. I've had that my whole life. Like, let's be honest. That has always been my energy. I'm joking when I say like toxic hustle, but I've always been so much like, honestly, I look back at stuff that I've said and it's like kind of cringy girl bossy, but I've always just been so like, work hard, make your dreams come true, like type of energy. And then the past few years, I've really like put that on the back burner to just like do IVF and kind of be easier on myself and not be constantly, I'm going to start this new business, I'm going to do this and that. And lately I was just thinking, actually, it was honestly when I moved into my house, I was thinking about the fact that it's like nothing good comes from, like nothing good comes easy, basically. I was just thinking about how there truly are like no shortcuts, and you have to work hard if you want certain things. And that doesn't have to just mean money and like career wise, but just same thing with like having a workout routine, or, eating and cooking at home, or starting new hobbies, or being a good friend and having girls, or like hosting girls' nights, and whatever you're doing, you have to put effort into it. And I feel like I've really lost the plot the past year of like I've been working hard on a lot of things, don't get me wrong, but it's like I haven't had this drive of like, I'm so excited to make my dreams come true. Like I've just been very much in survival mode. And I think now that like those huge chapters are kind of like, okay, moved into the house, I had my baby. Like these are things that I've been like working on for so long, but also those things came from a lot of hard work. And I was realizing like I'm enjoying living in this home. I'm enjoying like showering in the shower, but like
it's not enough.
No. But like, no, how did I get here?
Yeah.
It was from like a decade of
like, now what?
Of working like really hard. You know what I mean? And like, even with Benny, it's like we worked so hard to even get her here. And I was just realizing it's like, okay, all these amazing things in my life, like they did not come from like sitting around.
Yeah.
They came from my passion and my drive. And like, I want to keep going with that. Like I want to elevate, and I want to, it doesn't mean I'm not going to be present and enjoy what I have and be like, now what's next? It's not that. It's just like, I think I was having that realization. I feel like I've just been very easy on myself lately of like, I don't need to, you know, which again, it was a good thing. I literally I was pregnant, I was postpartum, like there was a need for that.
Yeah.
But now it's grind time, baby.
Yeah.
It's enough of the like, you can just lay it down. It's like, no, like, you're feeling better. You live in this awesome house. Like, let's get going.
Let's go. Let's get to work.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just been on my mind.
It's good to have the ebbs and flows, because if you were pushing yourself through that whole time, who knows where you would be now? You'd be burnt out. It's like you need to have times where, especially when you're pregnant and having a baby and postpartum, it's like you actually have no choice sometimes. Totally. You're physically, you know, I think for a reason, you're supposed to stop, slow down, you know,
and that recharges you.
Yes. Collect your thoughts, collect your mindsets, see what you want to keep, see what you want to let go in the past, and move forward.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was very necessary. Like, I'm not saying I shouldn't have done that or something. I think that was really good. I really listened to myself. I slowed down. I loved that. And I think it's just like, okay, now that I'm feeling this like drive and this passion and this little spark, like I got to listen to that as well. Like I'm gonna, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just be, I think also having a kid, it just does kind of make you reevaluate. And like, I just think about, you know, I've heard so many times it's just like easy to lose yourself in motherhood and stuff. And I've just been really thinking like, okay, I want to maintain my sense of individuality and my sense of like, just who am I? Like, yes, I am a mom, but I'm also still me. And I need to keep, some things that are just personality traits. And I also
do things that make you feel good.
Yes. And it's like, what kind of mom do I want to be? And what kind of example do I want Benny to grow up with and all of that? And it's like, I want her to see, I don't know, there's so many things that I want for her to see and for her to be around. And yeah, it's honestly awesome because I feel like I've just got such a sense of like inspiration and motivation since having her. Because it's just like I'm not living only for me anymore. I'm also like this little person is going to be watching me every day and seeing my actions. And so I want her to see someone who I don't know, is like hardworking and passionate and driven, because that's who I am. It's always who I've always been. Yeah. So
you want her to know that version of you.
Yeah, I want her to see that and grow up around that energy. And like, yeah, it's been good. All good vibes lately.
No, that is good. I think it's different for everyone, you know, postpartum. I'll just like disclaimer with that. Everyone has like a new, like something that makes them feel like themselves, and not always is it like working. Some girls like, okay, wait, I'm having a whole new resurgence. This is who I've always been. This is who I want to be. I want to slow down, or I want to, you know, they find a whole new passion. Maybe they like chickens. I don't know, like, you know, raising chickens.
Yeah, like a whole new hobby or something.
They're like, this makes me feel most like myself. And for you, it has always been working and like building stuff and being creative. And so you want to get back into that. And it's like, we've talked about this a couple weeks ago, like nothing makes you feel more productive than when you feel like you don't have time. You have to be okay, I have this amount of time to get this done, so I have to be on top of it.
You have to be so intentional with your time. Yeah.
So it makes you reevaluate, like, okay, I got to get, sometimes when you have too much time and you're just like, oh, okay, I'm feeling comfortable, you don't, the day's gone and you're like, I didn't do anything.
No, that's how I felt before I had her, truly. Is like, I felt like I just had so much freedom, which is such a blessing and a privilege, like with our job. But it's like I had so much freedom to like create my own schedule and stuff that it's like at the end of the day, I'm like, I didn't even really do that much because I wasn't like pushed. And I feel like now, I have more of just these times when it's like, okay, when she's napping, like I'm going to be doing things. And I was even thinking like I have been vlogging and I've just been, getting YouTube videos up and stuff like that. And I'm like, people would maybe even think, like I don't really show myself, I guess, being a mom as much sometimes. There's little clips of it, but like a lot of it is still kind of the same where it's like, I'm going to go here, I'm going to do this. And it's just like me in my car talking and like, okay, now I'm getting ready for the day. And I don't know, I kind of like having that separation though of like when she's awake, I'm really trying to be with her, but like she's still a little baby. So she sleeps a lot, which is great for me. Cause then when she goes down for a nap, I can like get stuff done and vlog and like decorate and stuff like that and organize or whatever. And I'm still trying to find the balance of it. Like, and I also am so lucky to have Leif home and to help with all of it, whether he's helping on the work side or with Benny, like just every day is different. But yeah, it's been good. I think it's good to be pushed and to have a little bit of a mindset shift. Yeah.
Fresh air, fresh start,
fresh energy.
Yeah, I agree. It's nice. It's especially when you feel like you don't have control over your body, over your circumstances, then all of a sudden you get a glimpse of like, okay, that's kind of how I felt with even just health, getting back into once I started feeling I can eat food and it doesn't taste like freaking sewage anymore and like everything.
After you're pregnant?
Yeah, after I was pregnant. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I can eat whatever I want to eat. I don't have something restricting me and literally in my stomach. I don't, have this big basketball on me. I can move.
Yeah.
Maybe I could jump. Like there's things I could do now.
Yes.
And the first time, I do think there is a balance of like taking it easy and listening to your body and resting because you have the rest of your life to like, you only have a newborn for literally 8 weeks. But the first time, I don't think I had a balance. I was like stressed out about it, but also taking it easy, but also stressed about it. And this time I was like, I'm going to dedicate the first couple months completely resting, completely literally with my baby 24/7. As soon as that's done, I know it's going to hurt no matter what the first time I go to a workout class. So I'm just going to go and get it over with. I know it's going to hurt so bad the first time I go on a run. So I'm just going to get it over with because last time I waited way too long. And it was great because then I was like, okay, I'm just going to get into it. I know it's going to be hard no matter when I start. So I might as well get it over.
Well, also that concept of like, they're only a like baby once, I feel like obviously so true. And like, I did take like 6 full weeks, even longer of like doing literally nothing. Like
besides fighting for your life.
Yeah. Besides that, but I was literally just, I was home on the couch or in bed like all day with her. I didn't do much. I didn't do work stuff, like all of that. But I think like at some point, to go to an hour workout class or to go on whatever, like even to go get coffee alone or something, like to do something that doesn't involve them. It's like, that's still, I don't even know how to articulate this, but it's like, you're still honoring that your baby's only a baby once, but it doesn't mean you can't live a life at all.
Yeah,
like, do you know what I mean? Like,
me and Nick were talking about it. Doing something for yourself usually only takes 2 hours in a day. And there's 12 hours in awake time.
Right.
So you can do something that's 2 hours long. That's not, they're not going to be like, where's mommy? Where's like, mommy wasn't there my whole childhood. It's like, you can go do something for yourself, even if you're just to stay at home most of the day. Or if you're working most of the day, you still can have like time. It doesn't have to be 7 hours long.
Well, I'm just saying you shouldn't feel guilty for having an hour to yourself. Like
that's
a
what
day.
I'm saying. It's not that in this long scheme of things.
No.
It's not a big deal.
No, it's not. Because I feel like that's a common thing. It's like, well, like, they're only little once, and it's like, oh, for sure. But that doesn't mean like if you just give everything and you have absolutely nothing for yourself. For me personally, speaking for me, like that would make me feel depressed. I don't want Benny to grow up with me being depressed all the time. So I feel like I have to do certain things. And even if that's literally like, again, during her nap, I'm like on Pinterest creating a mood board for something like, but that's my way of being creative. I'm still with her so often, but I'm just trying to say to women out there, like, don't feel guilty for,
oh no.
I've just been in this whole, like, I've been thinking recently about how I like for not breastfeeding, I was like, oh, like when I first was like, oh, I'm probably not going to be breastfeeding. I was like, do I feel guilty or do I just think I should feel guilty?
Yeah.
And I did feel a little bit of guilt.
And
I was guilty AF. No, at the beginning, I was like, obviously I just want the best for her. So
yeah.
Yes, I'm feeling a little bit like, oh, I wish I could breastfeed. That was my plan. But when I really thought about it, I'm like, do I feel guilty that I'm formula feeding her? No.
Yeah.
When I really dig deep, take everyone's opinion out of it, do I feel guilty? No, not at all, actually. I don't feel guilty about it. She's thriving. She's gaining weight. She's happy. Why would I feel guilty about that?
Yeah.
And I don't know. And I'm happier too. And it's like been such a struggle. Like, why am I going to now beat myself up for it? And I feel the same about just like having time for myself. It's like I could picture people being like, that's so selfish. Like I can't even think of like what specifically, but like.
You into Pilates?
Yeah, it's like you're going to Pilates and you're like off podcasting without your baby. It's like, I do not feel guilty about that at all. Why should I feel guilty about taking an hour or two to myself in a day? And it's not even every day. It's like, why would I feel guilty about that?
It's also, there could be two things at once because you could miss your baby while you're gone. It's not like you're like, I'm clocking out.
Right.
You could miss your baby and be like, oh, I wish I could spend 24 hours. But that doesn't mean that you have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, you could be sad about it and then move on. It's kind of like what you're just saying with the breastfeeding thing. It's like, you can mourn it. But once it's done, don't waste any more time being like, oh, I can't do that. Like, it's done. Move on.
Yes.
Mourn it and leave it behind. It's like, okay, yeah, we have to work in this today's society. Probably both parents most of the time to make enough money. It's like, if you have to drop off your child at daycare, they're going to be okay.
Yes, like you're allowed to feel guilty.
You're allowed to feel sad. You're allowed to feel guilty. You're allowed to be mad that you have to go. But once you're at work, just enjoy the time. You know, it's like when Nick and I go out of town and we're kind of feeling bad at first, like, I'm going to miss them. Like, I feel bad for leaving for a couple days. Like, and it's like, okay, you can feel sad. Tell them you miss them. Tell them they're going to have fun. Once you're on that plane, send I love you text, say
block them out of your memory. They don't
literally
exist
just
to you.
Like be happy and enjoy it. Because
Yeah.
what's the point if you're gone and you're like, I didn't even have a good time. I didn't even enjoy that. I didn't, you can miss them and still enjoy your life as a human adult.
For sure. Yeah. I've been thinking a lot about that. No one has even, by the way, no one's even said that. No one's even, I'm just saying from the narrative, like even I grew up around, it was very much like, if you're like, off doing stuff for yourself, like, you need to be home as the woman, as the mom, like that's the culture I grew up around. It's like, you need to be home with your kids. And otherwise, it's like, they're going to have, you're neglecting them or something. But I feel like both Leif and I are so much happier when we do allow that space. Like Leif just went kayaking the other morning and went to a coffee shop. And like, it's just like, this is good for us. Like we like to have that individuality and then still be with her all the time. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but we're always trying to find a balance. And again, we are so lucky to work together at home and stuff. Like I understand that's not even everyone's situation. And so it's like a massive pro because obviously one of us is always with her. So that's great. And for now, and maybe it'll be different down the line. I don't know. But like when she's little, we've been able to soak up the time and it's been great. But
yeah. We're going to jump into an ad to talk about Rocket Money. I love Rocket Money, thank goodness, because it reminded me I'm paying for the gym that I haven't been to in months and saved me and Nick both so much money because we genuinely forgot that it was still charging us after we put it on like a pause, but it only went for a couple months and then it started charging us again. Thank goodness for Rocket Money. They have helped me save so much money from different cheaper subscriptions, but that add up over time. And also, like I just said, more expensive subscriptions that you forget about. Most Americans think they spend about $62 per month on subscriptions, but the real number is closer to $300. That's a big difference. Even if just a couple of subscriptions fall off your radar, those reoccurring payments you don't even know about can really add up. So thanks to Rocket Money, you're no longer losing money because of subscriptions that you forgot about.
Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. You can see all of your subscriptions in one place and know exactly where your money is going. It also just gives you a clear view of what you're spending money on, which is very eye-opening. It can help you create a custom budget and just help you be more financially responsible, help you save up more for the things you want and not be wasting money on things that you don't use, that you forgot about. You can also get alerts if bills increase in price, if there's an unusual spending activity, or if you're close to going over budget, which is super helpful. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/whatwesaid. That is rocketmoney.com/whatwesaid. rocketmoney.com/whatwesaid. We have 2 product recommendations for the Valley Girls. You guys are going to love these as much as we do. The Impress No Glue Manis and Impress Press-On Falsies Lashes. They both require no glue, so they don't damage your natural nails and lashes. It is literally one step and you're done. There's no mess, no annoying drying times. This is so nice to elevate your look without breaking the bank, going to a nail salon, or getting your lashes done. I personally love a false lash for a night out or for a photo shoot. They have endless lash options. They have really natural looking ones, which I prefer. They also have voluminous and wispy ones if you want a more bold look. I love putting lashes on the outer corners of my eyes to make my makeup pop a little more, and it also always photographs really well. The press-on falsies have a unique underlash application for a seamless look and have a self-stick technology that keeps them secure and in place for up to 24 hours. They're really simple and easy to put on. Sometimes false lashes can feel intimidating, but these ones make it really easy. You can wear them every day or for special occasions.
Having my nails done is something that helps me feel put together. I feel like it completes the outfit. It's a simple way to upgrade my look and make me feel confident. The Impress Press-On Manis are so great and easy to use. No glue needed, just peel, press, and go. They have different color options like French tips, neutrals, bold colors like red, which is perfect for fall. They have a patented super hold adhesive for up to a 7-day secure hold. Impress nails have a comfortable and natural feel and fit, which is really, really nice. And most importantly, they don't damage your natural nails. These are beauty must-haves, and it's so nice that you can use them quickly and effectively from home. So, of course, we have a code for you guys. Visit impressbeauty.com/whatwesaid and use code whatwesaid at checkout for 25% off Impress Manicure and Press-On Falsies. That's code whatwesaid for 25% off Impress Manicure and Press-On Falsies. Check it out. Speaking of being a mom, I went to the mall with like this beautiful outdoor mall on Labor Day with the boys, both boys, as in my sons, not Nick, Case and Elwood. And we went to go get bath bombs. That was the original mission.
Okay.
Because we went to go get fun balls, as they're called. And so we went, picked some out. We were having a grand old time. We went to, and I posted this on my Instagram stories, but when you're shopping alone with kids, it doesn't matter if it's 1 kid, 2 kids, I don't know what it's like to have 3 kids, but even with 1 kid or 2 kids, when I'm shopping alone with them, it's like, there's one of 2 outcomes. I spend way more than I intended because I'm just grabbing stuff and running. I'm not even trying on. I'm not.
Yeah,
like,
it's like, well, let's not drag this out.
Should I get? Yeah, it's like, I'll take them home, try them on, and then return what I don't want. Or I get 0 things. I get nothing, even nothing I intended on I get nothing because you're just like distracted and oh my gosh, what was I even coming here for? I didn't write a list. Anyways, so we got the fun balls. Then we went to another store and then I see Sephora across the way and I'm like, should we? Like, should we go? But I know Sephora with a toddler everything is at eye level. Like all of the fun little things, the little containers that are shaped like toys. I know, but I was like, I need to get the day texture spray. I ran out and I use that almost every day. So if my hair is looking flat, you can see where the story's going. I was like, I have to get that texture spray. Let's just go in. And then I got greedy. We went in. I was like, oh, I do need a face mask. Let's go get that. So I was like, went across. I was like, oh, Crown Affair. I love Crown Affair. Should I get like the dry shampoo? I'm looking at stuff and like Case is being an angel, by the way. He's just like helping me. I'm like, will you hold this? He's holding my spray bottles, but I couldn't find Day. So I'm like picking up random things I didn't even intend on getting, like the Tower 28 rescue spray. I'm getting everything. Case is like helping me hold him. And then I think it's called Tatcha. Is that the one that's shaped like an apple?
Maybe. Is it like purple?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember what brand it is, but there are these 2. They look like apples and they're like shiny.
Okay.
And we walk by it and I still can't find Day. So I'm like trying to get in and out. But the line at Sephora is always so long.
It is long.
And I cannot find the Day section. I'm like looking everywhere, but I also have Elwood too in the stroller. So I have a double stroller. I'm like trying to get there. I'm like, okay, I really regret this instantly. It's just a madhouse. I can't even find this thing. I'm pushing the limit. Like we've got 10 seconds before things are getting thrown, things are getting played with. And so Case finds the apple and I'm like, okay, I don't need that. He's like, you need this, mama? You need this, mama? Like wants me to need it because it's so cool. He's like, you need this? I'm like, no, we got to put it back. Like, let's go grab something else. I need help with this. And, we decide not to get the apple. And he's not really driving with that decision. He's at this point missed his nap as well. I'm like, okay, this was a poor decision. Chelsea, you need to have better decision making. So we start leaving the store and he's not happy. I won't name names. One of them was not happy and crying.
Yeah.
And honestly, it wasn't like that big of a deal. It wasn't, like a temper tantrum or anything. He was just really wanted the apple. So I was like, I know you're sad. Like, and then at that point, I'm like, I'm not going to stand in line. Like, I got to get out of here. He's not happy. We got to get outside in the fresh air. It's too, close quarters. He's back in his stroller now. And so I'm trying to find someone. They pester me the whole time I'm there. But like when I actually need someone, I'm like, trying to find someone to put all my stuff back because I'm not going to go stand in line while he's crying and whatever. And so I'm walking around trying to find somebody, and
you never even found the day stuff.
No, I never found the day. I didn't end up getting anything because I was like, okay, whatever. Again, I got too greedy, and I passed by this woman, and she's with her probably 13-year-old daughter, and she's like, Case is crying. I mean, one of them's crying. And she's like, do you need help with something? Like, she kind of looks at me like she knows.
Wait, sorry, did you say a worker or a random person?
A woman, just a random woman. Okay. Customer. She was with her daughter there.
Okay.
And she was so nice, angel. When she goes, she's like, do you need help with something? Because like she could see that. I'm literally going to cry.
Aw.
She's like, do you need help with something? And I literally at this point, I wasn't even like, oh my gosh, I'm having such a hard time. Like I was calm and Case was fine. Like I was just trying to get out.
Yeah.
But as soon as she said that, I started like tearing up because I was like,
oh, women.
And I was like, I'm trying to find somebody to put this back. She's like, I'll put them back for you. And she like grabs them all. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I was like almost out the door. I was like, thank you. She's like, sometimes moms need help. And I was like, I gotta get out of the store.
I'm crying.
It was so sweet. And I walked out and I was like, again, it wasn't even this big thing where Case was kicking and screaming or anything. Like he was just crying and she could just tell I was like
overstimulated.
Trying to get out of there. And she just had like the most calming energy. And I was like, that was so nice. I need to do that to other moms. Like if you see someone, it's just like, hey, can I help you with something? And it was such a big help that she was like, I'll put them back for you. And like, I literally had like 10 things. And she was like, I'll put them back for you. Like sometimes moms need help. And then we left. So nice. It was so nice.
I love that.
Shout out moms.
There's nothing worse than when you like try and be brave. Like, okay, I'm going to take them here. I mean, I don't have 2 kids, but even with Bunny, I'm like, okay, I'm going to try and like do this. Yeah. And then it just like doesn't go the way you plan. You're like,
It's always 5 minutes too long.
Yeah.
Like they're being good. So you're like, oh, maybe I'll go to the next store. Yeah. Maybe I'll get a little drink.
It's like you said, it's like you get a little too greedy. Like I've found myself being like, my life hasn't changed. Look, like I can do this with her. And then like something will happen. And I'm like, I should not have done this situation. Like this is very overstimulating, very overwhelming.
Yeah, you get a little too overconfident. It's like I should just take what I'm given. But anyways, I love that. Was really
That's
sweet.
So sweet.
I know.
I feel like it does like, I've never really been in that situation, I guess, where I've like seen someone struggling, but it does make me want to just be like, oh my gosh, I can like hold that for you or whatever when someone's just overwhelmed, especially if their kid's like crying. Because that is very overwhelming when you're in a public setting. Yeah. And like your kid is, even if they're not like freaking out, even if they're just crying and you're trying to do something, it's like, it's like
okay, they're uncomfortable, everyone else is probably annoyed. I've gone to the point where I don't care about other people, and their audio experience. If they're hearing babies crying, I'm like, okay, you can relax. I'm trying to figure it out, but what I'm not going to do is make my child more upset to make you comfortable. Like I'm going to try and make sure my child is taken care of and he's okay and calm down before I'm worrying about like you guys crying for 2 seconds. If you're in a public space, like motorcycles are louder than him, you know? But it is all of it's overstimulating and it can get overstimulating in 1 second.
Very quickly. It can flip on a dime.
Yeah.
I went and saw It Ends With Us.
Oh, how was it?
Have you read that book?
No.
I don't think you had. Okay. I didn't think you had. It's a very popular book. Like Colleen Hoover, Yeah. Have you read any Colleen Hoover books?
No.
Okay. It's like her most popular book. And there's been so much discourse around like Blake Lively and is his name Justin Baldoni?
Yeah.
I actually don't know that much about the drama. I guess there was a lot of drama between them and like the way that Blake has been portraying the movie or something. I don't know. Take all that away because I genuinely don't really know about it. Aspen was kind of trying to fill me in a little bit. But I really thought the movie was really good. Like really? I mean it's a heavy topic. It's primarily about like domestic abuse. So it's a heavy movie, I guess. It's not just this like fun chick flick, but I really did find it like I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the movie. I was happy I went. But that being said, Blake Lively as Lily, she is gorgeous. She did a great job, but it didn't really fit with.
You read the book?
Yeah. I read the book, and I totally, I don't know. Sometimes when you read a book and then you watch a movie, it's like if I would have had nothing to compare it to, I would have just been like, oh, that was a great movie.
Yeah.
But because I do have the book to compare it to, keep in mind I also have no long-term memory, so I can't even really remember all the details of the book. But from what I remember, Lily was portrayed to be like very young and like it was giving older. Like Blake Lively was giving, to me it seemed like she was in her late 30s in the movie.
Yeah, which she is.
Yeah. Or even like.
I'm saying in real life, not in the movie.
Yeah. How old is she? Is she in her 40s?
I think she's in her late 30s.
Well, that's definitely the energy she was giving, was like late 30s. But I think she's Lily. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure she was like in her young 20s.
Oh, wow.
So it was kind of like not matching up with the vision I had. And I will say like the styling was
questionable.
So bad. Like her outfits, I'm just like, this is not what I pictured her to be. She did a great job, but because I'm comparing it to that, it really was. I was like, I feel like they could have casted that differently. Yeah. But I thought the movie was great. I heard some mixed reviews. Like I cried during it. I was like, wow, this is like, it was touching for sure. So if you're looking to see it, I would recommend. I thought it was good. I feel like there's another movie that's being made that's like a big book right now, and I'm trying to remember what it is. But I am also back in my reading era.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Trying to start the we're in a new space. We read at night. Yeah. I'm trying to restart the cycle. Yeah. I will say having Benny's really nice because she wakes me up in the morning and I don't immediately get on my phone.
Exactly.
It's actually really nice because
it's a good alarm clock.
Yeah, it's a good alarm clock. And the first thing I do is like see her, and she's at the cutest age right now where she's like so smiley when I get her up. So when I get her up from like her night sleep or a nap or something, she's just like smiling so big, and I'm like,
so cute.
How could I wake up and be in a bad mood when I wake up and I pick you up and you're just like smiling at me?
Yeah.
It's the cutest, sweetest thing ever.
Much better than doom scrolling.
Yes. So I feel like I'm already in better habits without even really trying with that.
Yeah.
She helps me in that way. And then I'm trying to do the reading at night, low light, cozy bedroom, got my new Brooklyn sheets. Loving it.
Heaven.
Yeah. Have you been reading at all?
No, not recently.
Okay.
I've been, well, no, that has nothing to do with reading at all, but.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, Kristen, have you read any Kristen Hanna books? Mm-mm. Because I think they're all historical fiction. I was just listening to Kristen and John's podcast. Love them so much, by the way. They're the funniest. I love them so I miss them so much. But I'm kind of like behind. So I was kind of like binging episodes while I was unpacking. And
Kristen and John's threw me off.
It throws me off too. I'll be talking to Leif. I'll be like, oh, Kristen and John. And then I'm like, wait, Kristen John's. Yeah, Kristen and John.
And you said Kristen and John's podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. It does sound a little funky. Yeah. But anyway, she was talking about how she's been reading a bunch, but she was like, my new favorite genre is literally just Kristen Hanna books. And I think they're all historical fiction, which I feel like you would like.
Ooh, love.
And everyone that I know, like, I need to read them too. I feel like I'd probably love them. But like, my mom has read them. Everyone that I know that has read, I mean, she hasn't read every book, but like The Nightingale is Kristen Hanna.
Yeah.
I've heard that's like one of the best books.
Yeah, that's what everyone
people have
like
ever read. So I really want to read that too. But this is what I was going to say. When I was watching It Ends With Us, you guys, I have stayed so far away from any movie that would make me feel any emotions for literally 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, if it's going to make me cry, I'm not watching it.
Yeah.
I think that is... basically, I watched It Ends With Us. I literally was hesitant to see it because I'm like, oh, I know I'm going to cry in it. I know it's going to be like a heavy movie. And I was like, this is good. It's like a beautiful cinematic thing. It makes you feel something. It makes you reflect. It's not bad to feel emotions. I needed that reminder.
Nice. Yeah.
So anyway, you should read those books, though. I feel like you'd like them.
No, that sounds great.
Kristen Hanna ones. And I want to read them, too.
The last book I read was so different than books I usually read, but it was actually very interesting and good. I actually forgot what it was called, but it was about an octopus. What's that one?
Oh, you read it?
Yeah.
Beautiful Creatures or something?
Yes.
Something about creatures?
It was, I read the back and me and my mother-in-law were talking about it. And we're like, sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
Like about an octopus solving a crime.
Please. But you liked it?
But I read it. It was really good. Yeah.
I heard it was really good.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, I need to read that one too. I'm back on the grind. I really am. I feel like reading at night is just so relaxing. It's so
better.
calming if you can. Like, it's just me on my high horse. I'm like, it's a lot better than scrolling.
Yeah.
Changed my routine 2 days ago.
You guys need to stop.
You guys really need to stop. It's really bad for your mental health. You're very chronically online.
So for Abby's birthday, she got a creamy.
Oh my gosh,
from
obsessed.
Keaton. Keaton got her one.
Nice.
And I said, I will be over immediately and I'll be bringing my Clean Simple Eats protein powder and I will be making enough creamy, delicious desserts filled with protein for the foreseeable future. And I need to get one myself because I've been seeing so many people make the most delicious concoctions of like chocolate with M&Ms in it and it's made with protein powder. And I can taste the fudge brownie protein powder in one of those creamy, icy treats. And I'm dying for that. I need
that immediately.
We love Clean Simple Eats because they are just that clean and simple. Their protein powder is always grass-fed with no seed oils or artificial ingredients. It's third-party tested, non-GMO, and gluten-free. This protein powder is so creamy and smooth. That's why I keep thinking of it perfectly in the creamy because they don't have a chalky texture. It's just delicious.
Our pantry that is not really fully set up yet, one of the only things we have is a bunch of protein powder and Clean Simple Eats like hydration packets, and in our fridge, we have the clear protein. Clean Simple Eats has got us locked and loaded, which I really, really appreciate. I've really been trying to get in more protein into my diet, especially postpartum, just getting in the nutrients that I need. And one of those things I've been really focusing on is the protein. So I love them so, so much. I have told all my family and friends about them whenever anyone asks for a protein powder recommendation. Highly, highly recommend. Each serving has 20 grams of protein, and it's just the best. So visit cleansimpleeats.com and use code WhatWeSaid10 at checkout for 10% off your order. That is cleansimpleeats.com, code WhatWeSaid10 for 10% off your order. We love exfoliating here at the What We Said podcast. It is such a great addition to a skincare routine if it's not already part of yours. And you can get softer, smoother, and more even-toned skin after just one use with the new Gentle Exfoliating Line from Cetaphil. It's available at your local Target store, which is very convenient, or you can always get it online. There is nothing I love more than when my skin feels silky smooth, and that is usually only possible for me through exfoliation because the product is able to remove dead skin cells that are on the surface. Their new exfoliating line is formulated with a unique triple acid blend that promotes surface skin cell renewal. These gentle chemical exfoliators help remove dead skin cells and refine skin's texture while hydrating.
I love that it still hydrates your skin because sometimes when you think of exfoliating, it can feel scary, like it's going to strip your skin and make it feel dry. But Cetaphil has prioritized still locking in that hydration while helping get rid of surface dead skin cells that you don't want. Skincare is one of our favorite acts of self-care. It's a simple way to prioritize yourself and your well-being and make you feel clean, healthy, and like you have your life together. Especially now as moms, it's something we try and make time for daily. Using these Cetaphil products can help you have softer, smoother, more even-looking skin, which is all we want, really. So shop the new Cetaphil Gentle Exfoliating Line in the face and body aisles at your local Target store or online at Cetaphil.com, Cetaphil.com. I've still been mouth taping. Taping update. I love it. I use the Skin Confidential one.
I need to order it literally today.
Yeah, and the my night routine has been so much better. I try and just go to sleep right when Elwood goes to sleep because he doesn't do well with the dream feed. So I just have to like raw dog it and try and get as maximum time as possible. Like right after he goes to bed. So I'll have like an hour or two. But I have got this balm. It's called Sleep Balm, I think.
Wait, I screenshot it. I want to buy that too.
It's so good. It's the simplest thing. I literally don't think it has any benefits besides like aromatherapy.
Okay.
So it's like a balm and I put it on my wrist. Like you put on your, not pressure points, like your, what's this called? Pulse points. And you just like breathe it in, and I put it on Case's feet. Like, it's just a little bit. It's not like you're putting lotion on or anything. It's literally just like a balm you put on your wrist. I put it on Case's feet. I put it on my wrist, and I like put it over Elwood's nose, like right before he goes to sleep. It's so relaxing. I don't know why, like that. And then I put my mouth tape on. I shut my mouth for the night.
Stop
and trying to get to sleep. And the gua sha brush feels so good on my hair. And I've completely changed my night routine because that's pretty much all I do besides like brush my teeth and wash my face and stuff. But I need some tips because every morning when I wake up from mouth taping, no matter what mouth tape I use, I get like residue on my mouth. Like my lips are sticky. And I go and I have to, I usually don't wash my face with soap in the morning. I think that's what's been the kicker is I usually just splash my face with water, like dry it, wash it with a towel, and then, put some moisturizer on it. And then I cleanse at night. But now I'm having to cleanse in the morning and like really
get it off.
That is the one con about it. But pros, I have noticed I sleep so much heavier.
I really want
so much
that.
harder. And I have been not waking up with a scratchy throat. I was realizing I usually wake up with a little bit of congestion or a little bit of scratchy throat because I do mouth breathe sometimes. I don't think I'm like a chronic mouth breather, but if I'm laying on my back or something, my mouth will open. And I'll wake up, my throat's so lubricated, so nice.
So weird that that's a thing. Like I actually screenshot it because I was like, oh, I want to maybe read it. I saw a TikTok and it was like talking about this book called Breath. And it's all about, I don't know if it's about like mouth breathing, but breathing in general.
The importance.
And the guy that was talking about the book was like, I've mouth taped ever since I read this book.
Wow.
And I was like, wait, I need to read that book. I also need to buy the mouth tape, but I really do want to today. I keep forgetting about it, but I need to add that.
It is nice. I feel like getting the residue off in the morning, because it's like surgical tape. It's like pretty sticky. Is really not that big of a deal compared to all the benefits that I've noticed.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take me long to fall asleep. Like it's just all around. I don't wake up super groggy. And then the other night, Nick and I have both been doing it. And then the other night, Nick and I both woke up. We had both mouth taped. And I woke up, I'm like, my throat is killing me and my lymph node is like swollen and it hurts again. Like it's like a painful, like I'm fighting an infection or something. Like I was just so sick. Like what is happening? It's summertime. Like why am I sick again? And Nick's like, I know you're going to think I'm joking, but my throat hurts too. Cause like, you know how your husband just inevitably, if you're like, I have a cough, they're like, I have a cough too. It's like, come on. He's like, you're not going to leave me, but I also have an itchy throat. I'm like, really? And Elwood sleeps in our room and he was kind of congested too that morning and he had just gotten over a cold. And I was like, what is happening? And I was like, do I have freaking mold in my bathroom? Like, why are we all whatever? And I had mold on my shower tile like a while ago, but it came off. Like we had someone come, Abby literally came over and cleaned it, but we had someone be like, you can just rinse this off. It's not a big deal. Like you could not rinse it, but clean it with very heavy stuff. And I haven't had any on there, but I've been worried about it because it's very like moist in that room and there's not a ton of ventilation.
It's hard in California just in general. It gets very like just the air gets very moist and stuff. Yeah.
And I think I found the culprit because and it's very sad. We have this rug in our bedroom. Yeah. And I love it. It's so soft and it's really big. It's really beautiful. It's just like a very neutral rug, but it has like these, I love it. It's like one of my favorite rugs looks wise. It sheds so much. I think it's like wool or something.
Yeah.
And the little fibers get everywhere. And I have had a gut feeling about this rug ever since we got it. Nick hates the rug. He's always like, let's get rid of this rug. I hate this rug. It smells weird. When we got it, it smelled like freaking mildew. And because it was shipped from far away. So then I think just because it was like wrapped up for so long, maybe they didn't dry it completely. I had messaged him and I was like, hey, this came really mildewy, like kind of asking. He's like, just dry it out. I'm like, okay, first of all, it's like 10 by 11 feet.
No, first of all, mildew is one of the things that's really hard to like just get rid of. Like you can't like,
and I live in California. It's got to get moist out there. It's not like I live in the desert and I can like dry it in this dry sun.
No, that is not something that you can really fix. Did you ever get it cleaned, professionally cleaned?
Yes. So then we took it to get cleaned and they dried it out and we're like, it smelled. That's the thing. When we first got out, we're like, this smells like wet dog. It smells so bad. It smells so mildewy.
Goodbye.
We took it to go get cleaned right after we got it, which was annoying. And I was kind of annoyed with buying it because I'm like, now I have to pay to get this cleaned.
Yeah.
We got it cleaned. They brought it back. I rolled it out. Still smelled like mildew. I'm like, oh my gosh. So we asked them, like, did you let this dry out a long time? And they're like, yeah, we let it air out. And it's just so thick. That's the thing. It's like such a soft rug, so padded. But so for a long time, we're just like, this rug smells bad. People have come to our house, be like, what's that smell? I'm like, it's my freaking rug. And then I'm like, smell it. And they're like, yeah, that does not smell good. But I've literally kept it this whole time. I'm just like, okay, we just open all the windows, try and air it out. And it got better for a while. But I had this feeling because when we brought Elwood home, you know, from the hospital after he was born, and he was sleeping in our room, I started to be more hyper aware of it. I'm like, is this rug like bad? Like, is this harming our health? And sometimes he would wake up kind of congested, and so would I. And I just thought, whatever. I have a deviated septum. Yeah. Maybe he has my nose, like whatever.
Yeah.
And then the other night when I woke up with a sore throat, or the other morning when I woke up with a sore throat, Nick's like, me too. And on Elwood, I was like, this rug's got to go.
Yeah.
I don't think I have mold in my bathroom because I just don't.
Okay.
I think it's this freaking rug. And so we took the rug out, rolled it up. I'm like, we got to get rid of it. I don't even want to donate it because then I'm going to give it to someone else that's going to smell like freaking mildew. So we're like, let's put it out on the side of the street, see if someone wants to take it, if they want to use it for something. But I don't even want to donate it because I don't want someone else to have it. Anyways, woke up, no sore throat.
No way.
No stuffy nose. I was like, it smells so much better.
I was going to say, it's probably nice to have like clear, fresh energy, and you can like get a new rug and like it smells better. There is nothing worse than that. When like, and you know something like,
I almost feel like the little fibers too. It's like it was mildewy, and then the fibers, it shed so much, and the fibers were not soft. It was kind of like wiry. And I'm like, I swear we're breathing in these little tiny fibers. So synthetic. I don't know what's happening. It wasn't the vibe. Bad. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you got rid of it.
Yeah, it's gone, but now I have no rug.
Rugs are so annoying to get rid of though, because you have to move all the furniture off of it, and it just like sometimes doesn't feel worth it. I've done that before too, where I'm just like, just keep the freaking rug. It's too annoying to like move the whole bed, move the whole thing. We actually just got our couch, our living room rug that we have right now. It's temporary, but it was our bedroom rug. We got that rug, our couch, and our bed, which is like that kind of like shaggy fur. We got it all professionally like cleaned and steamed.
That's so nice.
It feels so much better.
Yeah.
It was just sitting in storage, and I'm like,
yeah,
if we just move into this like, you know,
fresh
house, like I don't want to have like dirt. Like the bed is hard. You can't really clean it. It's like fur.
Yeah.
There's really no way to. So they had this huge, super loud machine, and they like sucked all the dirt and just like anything off it. It looks so much better. It's like so fluffy now. It feels so good. It just feels good to like sometimes get rid of stuff and clean stuff, and just, even if you don't have a rug, that's better.
Yeah.
Than having something that's
right now. I'm like, I don't even care. I'm not even in a rush to get a new rug. I'm like, it just feels so much better, so much cleaner.
Yeah.
So less dusty.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I love that for you.
But I was scared that I had mold because I was talking to Kate, our friend. Yeah. And she had mold at her house. And she was telling me all the stuff. They
literally had to move.
Yeah. She's like, you saying the word mold just gave me a chill down my spine. And she was saying like testing her air and how she had like mold all over her in the walls. Cause like she was saying also, this sounds woo woo, but it has a dark presence. So you can almost sense it because it's an invading species. So it's like a parasite.
I need to remind my mom to get her house tested for mold because of her hives. You know, she's still been having her hives, and she like, it will get better for a second, then it'll get bad again. And I was telling her that a lot of people replied to my story about the chronic hives and said that they ended up having mold in their house.
Yeah.
That has actually been, I will say, like when you were saying, I know your bathroom doesn't have mold, that has actually been so comforting to know that we, like any house we've lived in, I've always been like, because I have really bad allergies and stuff, and I'm always like, is there freaking mold in this house as well? And it's like making all my issues worse. And to know that we literally ripped that thing down to the studs and like rebuilt everything with new stuff that's like all like waterproof ceiling and all this stuff. I'm like,
yes, it's so nice.
Like termite damage gone, like all of it being, knowing that is so
new and protected.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is really nice to have that, honestly.
Because when you live in an old house, like literally unless you rip it down,
you never know.
You never know what's in there. It's hard.
You can. Well, and I was asking her because I said, when I Google it, it's like, find out, what do I do if I have black mold? Find out what mold it is and fix it. I'm like, okay, how do I fix it? They're like, well, you have to find out what mold it is and then proceed to fix it. I'm like, okay. Do I have to tear my house down? How do I do it?
I don't know how it works. I know there's people that can come check for it, right? Yeah, they can check the air quality or something.
Remediation or something. Remediation, I think that's what it's called, like mold remediation. But I don't know what they do. Because I was like, I hope I don't have it in my bathroom. They have to freaking rip down my...
There was mold in the showers of my bath, like on the walls too.
Yeah.
Like it would come so fast too.
Yeah.
It's not like we would like not clean it forever. Like it would just kind of be like little dots. And I'd be like, what is this?
Yeah.
And then I figured out that it was like just mold growing.
Yeah.
Same thing on the shower walls. It's very moist in there. It's like...
Yeah. Now
whatever.
we just don't have, especially if it's an older house, which ours is, it's like from the 40s, the ventilation is not that great. So we have to really like open our windows and try and get it through, you know, the air flowing in there, because otherwise it just stays. I need to get a dehumidifier and an air doctor. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it is very common.
Yeah, it
In
is.
Southern California.
Oh, I'm glad the rug is gone.
Rug's gone.
I hope you get the bench.
I was gonna
stay tuned.
I was gonna say it would be cute in our studio, but
the rug.
then we would have, well, because it was like a neutral rug.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, well, if we're only there for like an hour. But then I was like, no, we would literally be like,
No, not the
whole time.
bad energy.
But it looks so cute.
studio.
Like I'm really sad about the
yeah.
look of it, but
that really does suck. But there's nothing worse than
I know.
There's something about, like, I've had this before too, not with a rug necessarily, but like I'll get a piece of furniture or like even a accessory or something for my house, and like something about it, I'm just like, I don't like you. I don't know why. Like I liked it in the store. I brought it home. I've lived with you for a month. Get out of my home. I'm the owner of this house.
Yeah.
And I just
who
like,
are you?
You know what I mean? Do you ever have that where you like buy something and you're just like, I just don't like this vase. Like,
No.
I thought I liked it, but like, get out. Scram. The energy's off. Something about you I don't like.
Yeah.
You're gone.
100%.
You got to have only things in your house that you love.
Yeah.
And that speak to you and that are great energy.
Yes.
If it does not do that for you, bye. Life is too short.
And
get rid of it.
The thing that you have been saying about your house is the motto to live by, truly. Like if it's not a full body yes, it's a no. Because there are so many times, especially if you're on Facebook Marketplace or if you're thrifting, where there's this pressure, like, should I get it? Because it's a once in a lifetime item. I can never get it again, one of its kind. So you feel pressure like, well, I kind of like it, but it's going to be gone. It's like, deprivation mindset a little bit.
Right.
So you can fall into that very easily. Like I've done things like that at a thrift store. It's like a vase and I get it. I'm like, why the freak did I get this vase? It's so ugly. It doesn't match anything in my home. I felt pressure to buy it because I'm like, I don't want someone else to have it.
Yeah. And it's like a good deal. So you're like, okay.
Yeah. But if you truly listen, especially how you got your beautiful, what's that called? That you just got.
Huge like cabinet thing. Yeah.
It's great when that's the scary thing though, is like, what if you were thinking about it and you went back and it was gone?
I know.
That's the pressure of
horrifying.
like wanting to buy it in the moment.
Yeah.
But it's the best when you go home. You're like, I've been thinking. That's how I was about that little bench in my in my walkway. I went home and I was like, I'm still thinking about that. It would be perfect. I'm an idiot for not getting it. I'm gonna call them immediately. Be like, please put this on hold for me.
Yeah. Yeah. It really
works
is
every time.
Yeah, it does. If you're still thinking about something, if you just like feel so connected, you see something, you're like, I need that. That's how I felt about that thing. And we were gonna get like cabinets built, and I'm like, I was weighing out the price of it, and I'm just like, this is literally probably going to be cheaper than if I get something built. And I'm so in love with it. Like I have to buy
unique.
it. It's so, it must be mine. And it will follow me to every house I ever have.
Yeah,
like
you can take it out.
So yeah, that's the motto of today's episode. If it is not a full body yes,
it's a
a
scam.
no. And it's also a scam.
Well, that's the thing. This bench is a full body yes, and I need it.
Wow, yours is both full body yes and a scam.
Yeah, and a scam. Love when that happens.
I'll stay tuned for updates with that and Soul of the Valley Girls. Thank you guys so much for listening to our episode. Hope you loved it. Hope you guys have an amazing week. And if you want to follow us on Instagram, go ahead and follow us. It's at What We Said Podcast. You can find us on YouTube. Watch our podcast if you're into that. And yeah, we love you guys so much. And that's what we said.
Bye.